Hello and welcome to the next episode of Red Coin, the Nintendo podcast. In today's episode, we talk a little bit about Splatoon, some more NX rumors and thoughts, and a little bit more about Pokemon. Keep in mind that we do talk a little bit about some Pokemon spoilers in this episode, so when you hear the fantastic ad break, please stop listening or you will hear some spoilers. And our apologies for the technical difficulties in the second half of this episode.
Hello and welcome to the 1st July post E3 episode of Red Coin, the Nintendo podcast. I'm here with Cam.
Hello, Adam.
How are you? How are you feeling now that the dust has settled after E3?
Yeah, it's been exciting. I've kind of come down off the high that is E3. I've had time to think about everything that's come out,
get some sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've been able to process the information that I've actually been given, and now it's tax time, so I can get some of those sweet dollars back and start buying those things.
Yes, it's never been a better time to buy a console, because tax, and so hopefully you guys have a hefty tax check that you're spending on games. If you'd like to tell us what you're spending your tax check on, Aaron, you're also here. How are you?
I am great.
You're great. Great, exciting.
Yeah.
Just this past weekend, we had some Pokemon National Championships in...
We did. We had the Australian Nationals and we had the US Nationals. So I think we've all kind of slightly been following that. Australian ones were great.
Yeah.
US ones are quite eventful as well. So.
Yeah.
I have to make a bit of a admittance here. I don't watch them at all when I'm not involved in them. I just lose all interest.
You don't like it as a sport? Sorry, I shouldn't use the term sport. An e-sport.
No, it's interesting and all, and I don't mind getting a look at the teams afterwards. But I don't.
I think some of the usage stats are really interesting.
If I was sitting there with someone and we were watching it and discussing it as it happened, that I could probably get into. But I don't have the time to sit down and go, I wonder what these guys are playing a game that I like to play.
Sure.
We did have some Perth people fly over, and a couple even made it into top 8.
I heard.
The top cut over in Melbourne. So good work to the Perth guys. Well done.
And Chris.
Hello, yeah, I'm here.
Yes, he didn't talk until...
Where did you come from?
He didn't talk till his name was said.
Yes. Very polite.
Very polite. Chris, how's your last couple of weeks been sort of settling into the post E3?
Yeah, it's not been too busy, if we're going to admit that, because traditionally the weeks after E3 are like the quietest of the year.
It does seem like it, yes. In terms of news as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe even new releases.
Yeah, exactly. So as we sit here on the 1st of... No, it's the 5th of July.
5th of July.
Yeah,
it's a fresh July.
It's a fresh July. And we sit here as Australians not knowing who is governing our country right now.
Yeah, it's a tricky time in Australia.
Yeah, it's great.
Vote one for Mario.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to, but it didn't let me.
Mario could govern this country
He could.
the right way.
Mushrooms for everybody.
That was the biggest ballot paper I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
You need it.
It was like the size of a tree.
Did anyone else just draw a giant mushroom?
Oh, no. I think, if that many people run, we can't. I not to talk about politics, but I don't want to restrict people into running into politics. You should be able to run if you want to.
Let's bridge the gap here between politics and gaming and technology. When do you think they'll make the gap to digital voting?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Just have an iPad there, you just click. I mean, obviously that probably, I assume there's
it would save a lot of
security
money. Certainly save a lot of money.
Yeah. And it's all tallied automatically.
We're still waiting for the votes to be counted on Saturday.
I think genuinely, we'll have to run out of trees before we move to digital voting. It'll take that long. Unfortunately.
Other than that, we've had a busy couple weeks.
Yes.
I think we're all we've been busy with our own stuff, but we've all been trying to keep up with post E3 stuff.
Certainly.
What's been happening, Adam?
Well, I think the main thing that we probably want to lead out with is there's a Splatoon update coming. And so this sort of broke late last week.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of Splatoon news. Sorry, the first being that the final Splatfest is soon going to be among us.
Yes. Just stress that, the final Splatfest.
Yes.
No more after this.
But I find that really interesting that they've decided to make it now when we've got a whole 6 months that this game can still be selling. And
I'm very interested as to why they've done this.
Yeah.
Before we go further, let's generate some rumors.
Okay.
What do you think?
Speculation.
Let's speculate.
Why is it the final one, Chris?
Do you want to start with me?
Yes,
Okay.
cool.
Well, let's start with you
Well,
because you have a reason. I'm not
personally,
too sure if I do.
I personally think that the topics of the last few Splatfests have been really, really uninteresting. And I think that they've seen that on their statistics, on their metrics have come through and gone like, oh, we're not getting many, votes here.
Sure.
And it's always surprised me that like it always ends up with 49% versus 51%. It's like, oh, such a close result. But I think they're kind of fudging those.
Right, okay.
So I think they're like, well, let's put more of our resources into a sequel for NX potentially, and
Do a port at least,
or a port, and make Callie and Mary the last Splatfest. I think they had that going for a while.
Yeah. So the news is that the final Splatfest will be a choice between Callie or Maori as the announcers that have taken the
I know who
Nintendo
I'm
World
picking.
by storm.
Yeah.
You do? Who are you voting?
Callie.
Callie for the win.
Okay.
Team Callie.
I to be honest, I really haven't thought about it. I really, I think it's mostly it's a color based for you guys, like green versus purple because Callie is green and Mari is purple.
No, I think that she just looks cooler in my opinion.
I do too. She's
I don't mind.
she's more fresh.
Yeah, more fresh.
I don't mind who wins as long as everyone stays fresh.
That is the main thing. Yeah.
As long as everyone can stay fresh, then I'm
I
happy.
actually, okay, to be honest, Callie is the left one. I was going to say
the brunette.
the pink looking one.
The
So
brunette.
I am also probably Team Callie.
She's more my style, I think.
Yeah. Callie's got that goth look to her.
Yeah, it's a bit of
bit of that emo.
yeah.
emo vibe.
Whereas Mari seems a bit more upper class.
Yeah, she kind of reminds me of one of the aunts from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, that's a deep cut
Zelda.
for all you
No, that might be
90s
Zelda
kids.
actually.
Zelda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Aunt Zelda.
Hilda
Speaking of Zelda.
or Zelda.
Yeah, speaking of Zelda.
But yeah, so look, I think it's also Chris. You're probably right. It is a sort of transferal of resources.
Yeah.
I know we say 6 months they have left in the game, but
The game's
we
been
don't
out
even-
for a year though, Aaron.
I know, but we don't even really know it's going to be 6 months. It could be a lot longer.
Yeah, it definitely could be. But the more jarring thing for me is like it's only been a year.
Yeah,
A year
exactly.
they've given us all this free content, which we have to keep in mind as well.
Yeah,
I remember
but-
when Splatoon first came out, I never thought Splatfest were going to be a dated thing. I thought they'd be something that would go
Keep
right up
going,
until
yeah.
a sequel came out and then transfer over.
And I'm not sure how much effort it is to. This might be like me just being a bit, ignorant. But how much resources go towards making these Splatfests?
Well, okay, so maybe there's I actually believe there are resources in terms of the items that get disseminated. So like Pokemon Red and Blue, or sorry, Red and Green at the time. Those were sort of special shirts that you could wear and things like that were involved. So I think there's effort in making those assets. But I agree, there doesn't seem like to be most effort in terms of the Splatfest and having one logo there and another logo there. It seems
And
like
it's just
something
stages, pre-existing stages with a night skin on them.
Well, when we're talking about that, I think it might be server upgrades. Maybe they're working on their infrastructure.
Yep.
And it's just not viable for them to
keep
have
it going.
these old games. And maybe we are looking at a port on NX that's going to be super efficient, super fast,
Hopefully.
working on their servers and just get some speed up and work with the Australian terrible speed we have.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think, but honestly, I was going to say same thing as you, Chris. I think it's just disinterest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a pity because if we go back and listen to those episodes, we were so hyped before, during, and after it.
Yeah.
And we played for so long. Like we spent hours playing it.
Yeah,
together,
man, I
Chris,
still
and
love
then-
Splatoon. It's just like I think that some of the topics of the Splatfest were like a little dry.
Yeah.
But like to clarify, this is just Splatfest. Like the online service is still
Yeah.
continuing.
Yeah.
So like that is good at least.
But then that's my next question is, I think we've kind of raised this on the past, Chris, is do you think they should keep these kinds of things strictly Nintendo? And because they are interesting topics, like we could have a Mario versus Wario Splatfest or a Waluigi versus Luigi Splatfest. We know who'd win that one. Waluigi. But maybe that's the focus. Is like we always report these Splatfest when it's like a Nintendo related thing, like it's Callie and Mario or it's Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue.
I don't know. Eating versus sleeping was pretty intense.
Yeah, it's just- and the
Team Pop and Team Rock.
do you guys know the previous one we just had? The one we just had?
What was it?
It was like early
no
birds
idea.
versus night owls.
Oh, okay.
Oh, everyone's
Come on, it's
giving
like,
it night
come
owls.
on. Yeah, I know. It's like really... Anyway.
Well, okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about so we've gone from that. Let's kind of now delve into what the update is actually going to detail.
I honestly have no idea. I haven't been following Splatoon for a very long time, so this is news to me.
So look, there's assorted. There's added compatibility for the Callie and Mari amiibo, which now we can sort of talk about that on the podcast. That there is a Callie and Mari amiibo coming.
Can you buy them in packs or are they both individual?
It has to be a pack. Kelly and Mari.
Yeah,
you can't separate them.
I think you can buy them separately.
But you can also buy the new coloured trio pack as well, with the orange squid and like the different coloured.
No, it is a together pack.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're just going to give you same thing the other ones did, like a mini mission.
I don't know. Like, what's the point of buying these?
Yeah.
Other than the collectible, what do they do?
Have to wait and see.
I
reckon they're just going to make it nighttime all the time.
That would be cool. For your game only.
Yeah. So that's going to add compatibility next week for when those come out later in the year.
Back in a later
there's going to be some weapon balancing. There's also going to be some stage adjustments. There's a few multiplayer bug fixes, which assorted things like fixed an issue that caused players performing a super jump while swimming through ink to appear to be sliding long distances to opponents. So that's kind of like little online bugs.
Yeah.
Fixed an issue that caused ink mines placed on an enemy to occasionally be visible by opponents.
So like minor stuff, really. I've never come across any.
But they have their
right.
if you just pan up slightly there, they have the same thing they always say, which is scroll down a little bit more. I love this. I think this has been on every single Splatoon update. Adjustments have been made to make for a more pleasant gaming experience.
According to who?
I think that's like stability upgrade, you know.
Well, it's just like I love a little bit of a sidebar here, but I love when you're on the App Store and you see release notes, and some of the release notes are very detailed and tell you things, but some other apps are like fixed bugs.
Yeah, bug literally.
That's it.
1 dot point.
Squashed it. This runs better.
Yeah. Facebook in particular.
I know that Facebook in particular are getting worse at that, but I think like Miitomo at least gives you an idea of some of their updates, and I think they had an update recently as well.
Yeah.
What's Miitomo?
Yeah. Exactly. Sorry, you deleted it from your phone. I still have it on my
brain.
And your brain. All right. So I think at this point, is there anything else you guys want to say about Splatoon? Will you play the last Splatfest as a sort of last
I won't play
hurrah?
last Splatfest, but I'm super keen for future Splatoon titles.
Okay.
Yes.
Super
I hope
keen.
it does come back.
Because
You
I will
won't play
definitely
it?
be jumping on that.
I'll be playing the Splatfest, and it's almost guaranteed to come back, like on NX.
Oh,
That is like a no-brainer.
Certainly.
It's got like
it's been the best new IP launch.
1 in
I think,
3
for
attach
Nintendo
rate
in
or
a
something.
while.
It's
That's
crazy.
amazing.
I'll be playing it as long as I'm free. I'll probably be working, but if I can get home in time, I'll definitely be checking it out.
Yeah.
I've still got my sea urchins from like the second one I did that I haven't used.
Got to re-roll on some of your gear, man.
Yeah, well, I made all my sets. I was done. I passed the game.
New gear.
Ooh.
I think I should play it. I
was a
will
really
endeavour
good
to
game.
play it.
Every time
Still
it's
is?
been too long. So now when I go back, I'm terrible. I'm just like, ugh. I
Yeah,
remember
it
I
takes
used to
a while.
like win every game. Now I'm like bottom.
Yeah.
When is it?
Sure, it's because it's been
Chris.
too long.
It's the 22nd
22nd.
of July.
talking about it.
Okay.
And it runs for, sorry guys, it runs for 2 full days.
Oh,
So 22nd July, and then 2 full days from there, 48 hours.
at the very minimum, jump on for one game, and that way you'll get.
Yeah.
at
Like
least vote.
because I didn't jump on that Pokemon game and regret it ever since because I did not get that gear. All right, moving on. So look, we like talking a little bit about NX, but not too much. And the reason is we wanted to talk a little bit about the recent rumor that's come to light. As one rumor that is quite odd, in that the NX console will be using cartridges, and so this was met with sort of, the standard sort of internet craziness of
Cartridges can't access memory.
Yes, well, pretty much, Cam. It's like, how could
That's
you
the
use
exact voice that people make.
Yeah.
when they're commenting on the internet?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
100%. How do we feel about this as an idea? I mean, we've talked a little bit in the past about how it could possibly be a hybrid system that you can take on the go, and I think cartridges sort of lend itself more to that than, say, a CD
And
in a
for me, it's
portable console.
Before you go, Aaron,
Yeah.
can I give you a bit of context?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
So what's happened is the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild listing has come up. I think it's for like classification or something like that.
Certainly.
And it's come up when these games get classified, or I'm not sure if it's classification, something like that. They list sort of what the game is, right?
Right.
So it's got like video game disc, video game digital, where you can purchase the game. But on the Breath of the Wild one, it's got video game disc and video game cartridge.
Right.
And digital and all these other things.
Right.
Other Wii U games only say disc.
Yes.
And 3DS games only say cartridge. So that's where this rumor has started. Okay. So, like, what do you guys think about that?
Makes sense. I mean, it could just be that they're porting it for 3DS.
Absolutely no chance.
There's no chance.
I absolutely love cartridges in general, whether N64 style or handheld style. It's just nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
My issue with cartridges, and here's my thing, is that they are too small. The 3DS cartridges are too small. And I'll give you an example. I have a friend of mine who has 2 children. And children, they're not, across the board, lose small things quite regularly.
Would you prefer to see, like, red-blue size cartridges? Like Pokemon Red-Blue size?
Actually, I would prefer to see bigger cartridges,
Game Boy
I
Color
guess.
size cartridges.
But then it affects the design of the console, right?
True.
And, or if it's even like a Nintendo 64 sized cartridge, that also affects the part of the console. And I think my problem with cartridges is they've been shown to not really withstand the test of time that much either. There's certain sort of care that people take with cartridges. They clean them out. They keep them stored in a certain area. There's
blow on them when they don't work.
Yeah, exactly
So I think
right.
So I think we need to get out of this mindset that this cartridge rumor is going to be going back to the cartridges that like the N64 used, and
well then let's use the 3DS as an example.
Yeah, I think that is actually a more accurate representation because it's almost like an SD card.
Yeah,
we have to be thinking like this is like almost an SD card format,
thing.
I think. Yeah,
Which I'm very much okay with as well.
Yeah,
but then my issue then is they're too small.
Yeah, they're quite small. Yeah, that's the thing.
So I don't know how you can make a proprietary format that's bigger. Nintendo like to keep things small. We know that. We've seen the GameCube mini discs.
Yes.
How small they were. And I think, Nintendo has always been that family-friendly kind of thing. And I think it might be not the best business decision for them.
Can I also add, don't forget downloading games digitally is still an option.
Yeah.
Of course.
100%.
But again, I think it's that thing of I don't know, if you've got 2 kids, right, and they both want to play together and they both want to play Pokemon games, you kind of buy their own cartridge, you don't really download that much as we'd like to. I know I, as an example, do and have probably downloaded more to my 3DS and Wii U than I have ever on any other
Yeah, that's
console.
just the era that we're in, I think.
And that is the era that we're in. And I feel the same about my PlayStation and Xbox as well.
Yeah.
But by that same token, I think I just don't see... I'm willing to give Nintendo the benefit of the doubt if this rumor is correct, but I just don't see this working from a fidelity perspective, from a perspective of, because we're looking at something that needs to match what PlayStation and Xbox are dishing out.
So what do you mean by that, though, Adam?
I just don't think there's a way to get the amount of data onto that of an SD card, 20 gigs or 30 gigs. I imagine Zelda's going to be probably around that mark in terms of size, in terms of the file size.
Yeah.
I just don't see a way that can get onto a cartridge and have it.
Well, I mean, that being said, there's
SD
micro
cards,
SDs that are in your iPhone that are 64 gig and 128 gigs. So
Certainly.
I feel like increasing the size slightly, you could have, I think we're at a point in technology where you could have a cartridge smaller than the 3DS have,
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
300 gigs.
3DS cartridges are 8 gigabytes.
Yeah.
You could easily get a 32 gigabyte SD card for pretty cheap, and Nintendo could probably get them cheaper if they bought them in bulk.
Yeah.
And dual layer Blu-rays are 50 gig.
But again, that goes back to how small is too small.
Well, yeah. And I will say one positive of this is that, I think it will lend itself to at least all the data can be on the cartridge.
Yes.
As opposed to, we've all had to go through that. We pop the disc in. It's another 1, 2, 3, 4 hours worth of install time before we actually play the game. And I think in terms of making it accessible to children who have less attention spans, get bored way more easily. it might make sense to have all that on the cartridge.
I guess I do miss going to the store, buying a game, coming home and playing it immediately without having to patch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that still with some games, but it's just like if you like the new Mario game.
Well, even some Nintendo games don't.
Yeah.
Like like Smash Bros is a good example of that. But for the most part, I think Nintendo do realize that like that's a bit of an issue, and they probably want to maybe incorporate that into their next console. But again, like I said, we'll know more in a few months, and hopefully we can put these rumors to bed.
I'm so sick of talking about rumors. I just want to know what the console looks like, and what it does and stuff.
I want to know what it's going to cost. I want to know if Nintendo can save that
their
doom
brand.
And gloom. I don't want to be all doom and gloom because I do believe in Nintendo, and I do believe that they're getting there. And that again,
we got a lot of hope at E3, which is a great
certainly. But
Well,
all that hope was in Zelda.
on the subject of downloading and updates, we got a Pokken update coming out.
Oh yeah,
reasonably soon.
we do.
We're getting ourselves a new fighter.
Yes, but this new fighter cam is only for the arcade version, and this is coming on
great.
July 14th. But let's talk about it, because the arcade version is only out in Japan, so this doesn't necessarily mean that it's coming to the Wii U version.
I was under the impression it was. So I obviously haven't done enough research on the subject.
I thought it was coming to Wii U.
I think if it's going to the arcade version, it'll eventually come to the Wii version.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, okay, so let's just quickly go around the table and sort of speculate what kind of fighter could come in. I feel like it's probably an updated version of an existing character, kind of like how we've got the Shadow Mewtwo or Pikachu Libre. It could possibly be another Pikachu form. I know that would be maybe a boring, safe choice, but I feel like
maybe something like Halucha.
Okay, how about you, Chris? Do
I've
you
got
have anything
no
that you'd want to be
idea.
in there?
I just, I'm trying to tie it with the new game somehow.
You could be a Sun and Moon character.
No, I'm
conceivably?
just thinking like maybe it's like Zygarde or something, but like.
I think you could be like Greninja.
Maybe.
Actually, to be honest,
I had two guesses and you've both stolen. Halucha and Greninja.
No, I'd like to see something like Attack Form Deoxys or maybe Dragonite.
Yeah.
I think they could both fit into the game really well.
Yeah. I feel like Greninja has proven itself, being voted in as
popular.
Japan's most popular Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a good
You know
call.
what? I'm
Good
locking
call.
in Greninja because it's made for fighting games and it was just polled. I think they're using that poll as a means to use things. So there we go.
Yeah.
You've heard it here first. Greninja officially.
Officially.
Well, we'll find out.
Red Coin official.
We'll find out before next week's show, so we can all see if we're right.
Yes.
Okay. And so the last bit of news before we kind of delve into a little bit more stuff is so The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was shown at E3 last week, and there's been a whole bunch of information surrounding that, but one piece of news in particular was that at Nintendo's annual general meeting, Miyamoto came out and said that the game needs to sell 2 million copies worldwide to break even, and also confirmed that 100 people are working on the game right now, and the credits list over 300 people. I'm sure that that is pretty exciting for all of us to know that Nintendo obviously back this game and have a massive staff on
I don't
it.
think they'll have any trouble smashing those
Whereas
targets.
opposed to the 15 people that worked on Star Fox, no shade there.
I think the footage and the gameplay they showed at E3 really resonated with a lot of fans who were disheartened by the delays and won a lot of people back and got it back in great footing. So I have no doubt they're going to smash those targets.
Yeah, I agree, Aaron. I think that it probably captured a lot of the lapsed Zelda fans that were maybe getting a little bit tired of the formula. So, I think Twilight Princess sold like 7 million on GameCube and Wii combined.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Well, I'm looking at this list of the
I think it's a
best-selling
no-brainer.
Wii U video games, and as an example, so New Super Mario Bros. U is the most sold game on Wii U, which is really interesting that that's such a launch title, and I wouldn't have picked that either. At 5.19 million. Well,
there might have been a few bundles,
But, so if Smash Bros. Can sell 4.8 million, I'm fairly sure that Zelda can get up there.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And Mario Kart 8 was number 1 at 7.5 million. Of course.
That makes sense. Yeah,
and
amazing.
Yeah, and so
Nintendo Land's up there as well. See,
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Pack-in, yeah.
even Splatoon. So yeah, we talked about Splatoon earlier. 4.27 million, which is pretty good for a game that came out only just last year.
Yeah.
Brand new IP.
I think that'll have no problem hitting this. Like, honestly, like, across 2 platforms.
Yeah,
It's gonna, they'll smash it.
that is interesting. Yeah, I think of course 2 platforms are similar. The next question I think will be how many they sell on Wii U versus NX, because that's the number, is quantifying how many people move from Wii U to NX. And I think we were also willing to move to the Wii by the time the GameCube had been done and dusted, because I think the GameCube was kind of dead for that last year. I can't think of any GameCube titles that I bought in that last year.
When they say 2 million copies, is that digital copies or physical copies?
Both.
No, yeah, both.
I imagine both.
Because obviously, like, it's
Physical.
going to be a bit cheaper if you get the digital, so, like...
Yeah. Well, I think Nintendo make more money out of the digital copy.
I guess because there's, like, yeah.
But, I bought Twilight Princess on the GameCube.
Did you think it was better on the GameCube?
Yes.
Though? Yeah, well, I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And so, Chris, will you buy it on Wii U?
No, I don't think so.
No, you'll buy it on Wii U.
Yeah. I like, we can't say yet. We
No,
don't know what
we
the NX
can't.
version is, but I'm pretty ready to dive deep into NX.
Awesome. All right, and speaking, so I mentioned Star Fox, and this kind of led into an interesting comment from Shigeru Miyamoto. He came out and said that Star Fox Zero is the most underrated Wii U game.
Yes,
I
he
agree.
did.
I completely
He would
agree.
say that, though.
He must love his Walker.
Well, let me quote him on it. So
fair enough.
So he came out and said, this was with Game Informer that he interviewed this.
Crying, by the way.
I don't think he was crying. He did say,
Good!
I think personally, Star Fox is a really fun game if you sit down and play it. I think, for example, an elementary school kid who plays it without any preconceived notions, I think it would be really fun for them. I think it's also really, really fun for siblings to play it together. And then also Bill Trinan in the same interview then said, personally, I think Pikmin 3 is the most amazing game on Wii U. It's probably one of my favourite games in the last 6 or 7 years. I think that hardly anyone realises that the multiplayer bingo battle mode was
So
literally
good.
the best new multiplayer mode that has been created since Smash Bros.
I can
It's so
agree
much
with
fun.
that more than I can agree with the first comment.
Yeah, I think Bill is probably more right than Shigeru in
it's-
this instance.
This sounds like when you show your friend, like, a new band. You're
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
they're good! They're really
Yeah,
good!
yeah, it
Like-
totally is the band thing.
Do you
like-
feel like Miyamoto was, I don't know, maybe kind of just in his mind of like, what game has really been, of all the ones I've worked on, has been downtrodden the most?
Yeah, I think that is probably a bit there, but he probably feels a bit like really attached to it as well.
Certainly.
Which
I
is-
mean, like
I have
Star
no
Fox.
Good enough.
But I think, sorry, Miyamoto, like you do have a lot to be disappointed in. Like these games have been good in the past, and let's face it, Star Fox has kind of been a B tier recently. And
Yeah.
this game wasn't what it was meant to be. You delayed it, and it still wasn't what it was meant to be.
Why do you guys think something that was modelled after such a successful game did so badly?
Because I don't think it's relevant in this day and age. I think that
Yeah.
gameplay style is very evocative of the NES.
They also overhyped it, and
Sure.
it wasn't the title they needed in that quiet period. It was the only thing we had for a
Yeah.
while.
Mhm.
So, like, if for example they had, if Zelda came out instead of Star Fox, there would be all this buzz. It would be backed up.
People
by
be
this
talking about
fantastic
Game of the Year for like the next 5 months.
But
Sure, yeah.
because Star Fox was all we had, everyone's hopes were like hanging on this game being everything, and then it was just an average game. So it's just you extra dashed because
Yeah.
you've had all this extra hype. It's like when you go see going back to movies and stuff. It's like you see a good movie that's been hyped up, and you automatically don't think it's as good as it really
Sure,
was because
We-
it's all this extra hype on top.
Yeah,
of it.
and it's like what he's saying. It's like if you go in without any preconceived notions, you probably would have a better time.
Yeah.
But
And
I came in pretty open. Like I don't want to like toot my own horn here just a little bit, but I'd say of the 4 of us, I was the most open to enjoying that
Oh,
game.
yeah,
And I think I came out of it the least impressed out of all 4
Oh
of us.
yeah,
Well, I'm yet to play it.
I think I went in with high hopes, and it didn't smash those hopes for me.
No.
But I still said to a lot of people, sure, if you love the series,
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah.
But
And that's what I thought. As someone who loves the series, I thought, I could look at it, all of its shortcomings, and then I played a couple of levels of it, and it was like, I don't enjoy this.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy this. So, but I wanted to. The reason why I raised this article, guys, is I wanted to go around the room and sort of talk about what really sticks out for you as an underrated Wii U title, if there is one that's underrated, and let's go around the room and talk about hidden gems on the Wii.
I'm going to do a two-parter if you guys will permit me.
Sure.
Neither of these are strictly Nintendo games, but they are both
I think you've
Wii U
mentioned
titles, and I definitely mentioned
one
both
of them in the
of
past.
these.
Can I make a prediction on what you're going to say?
Yeah, go for it.
Darksiders 2.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Rayman Legends.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. No, and I'm just going to reiterate because people might not have heard the old episodes. There's two games you can go out and buy, and for both of them, you're going to be spending less than $40. Rayman Legends, which is just the best Rayman game that's ever been made.
And it's probably the best version. The Wii version is probably the best one,
Absolutely the best.
objectively.
Yeah, and then Darksiders 2, which is another amazing game if you're a fan of Zelda and God of War. It's a good combination of the two. Both of them are constantly on sale for less than $20. So Darksiders 2 is like a 60-hour game. And Rayman Legends is probably a 20-hour game itself, and then more if you go back. Like, when I completed it took me many times because there's
got a lot of content to keep you busy for a while. So
it's content versus price. I don't think you can beat it in anything at all. And they're completely underrated. Because they came out later on a console, no one thought to buy them.
I mean, I remember playing Darksiders 2 originally on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And as you said before, you get a lot more value for it on Wii U because you have your inventory and the gamepad and things like that.
It's really good for it. That being said, I bought and returned Darksiders 2 3 times before I bought it and kept it because I was buying it on sale, returning it to buy something else back when I worked at EB Games. And I never got to playing it. Then I'm like, okay, I'm actually going to play it. And then after 10 minutes, I was like, wow, this is great.
Great game.
So honest, I can't stress enough how much you should go out
and for anyone like wanting to get like a bit of a Zelda fix as well, and if like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess don't float your boat, Darksiders 2 is like right up there.
Yeah, absolutely. I highly recommend them for everything. That's my answer to everything.
Cool.
Chris, what do you think? Most underrated game?
Well, I kind of want to go Pikmin 3, but I got to give a massive shout out to Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
Yes.
That is so good.
Is it underrated though? It had a had a pretty big release though.
Yeah, but
it's not a big seller.
No one,
maybe it's underrated.
No one's talking about it in the same vein as they are sort of the Marios and even the Kirbys and the Yoshis. Yeah. So I would recommend Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze over probably Yoshi's Woolly World as far as platforming.
My only gripe with it is the difficulty curve is too high.
Yeah, it's quite hard.
Even if you're just playing a basic run through, it is a difficult game. Bopopolis.
Yeah, especially those special levels. They're not required to beat the game, but it's very advanced.
For those of you who don't know, Bopopolis was mine and Chris's favourite level, at least just saying the name of it.
Yes.
Bopopolis?
Yeah.
Is a level in the game where you have to beat it without touching the floor. You can only bounce off enemies and so there's like temporary platforms.
There's like no floor. It's level 2S in the game, so you can look it up if you want to. It's really, really fun. It's so hard.
We played it for literally hours.
Yeah, trying to beat it. Yeah, I don't think I ever passed it.
Yeah.
I think for me, one that doesn't necessarily get a lot of credit, but Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars, I think
that's a good reason it doesn't get credit. I personally hate those games.
I really like the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games, and I think the Tipping Stars one was a really great addition to that universe, and the mechanic of tipping stars and user creation, which we've seen with Super Mario Maker, is probably a fairly underrated game. But for the most part, I play overrated games or correctly rated games.
No one played Devil's Third?
No,
literally no one.
That's correct. Yeah. And then Aaron, how about yourself?
I think
we've kind of stolen all the good underrated games.
I'd like to think Star Fox Zero. No, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of Art Academy, weren't you?
I was going to say the same thing.
Nah, for me, I think I kind of have to go on what Chris was saying. Either Pikmin 3 or something like Yoshi's Woolly World. Or even the new Kirby game. Like, a lot of things I wouldn't normally give credit to, but I think did really well on the Wii U.
Okay.
And actually, the new Kirby game brought a lot back to the Kirby franchise. Same with Yoshi's Woolly World. Same with Pikmin 3. All really kept their titles alive really well.
I found myself, and I'm just looking back at it now, like, I've bought pretty much every A title. And I've only passed maybe like 2 or 3 of them. They're the Mario games and Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Which, I mean, you can't really pass it. But like Pikmin, I was really into it. Again, me and Chris were like playing it heaps, but like
a lot of co-op.
I just stopped playing it and I haven't got back into it.
I
Woolly
did the
World,
same,
I've only got to the 3rd level and I stopped. I just haven't been passing these games.
Nothing scratching your itch?
Like, I just... there was at a point where Nintendo was just releasing so much good content that I'd be on, like, getting my fix from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
So I haven't had that chance.
We've had our picks over the last year with Splatoon and Mario Maker, which took up a lot of our time.
Yeah, exactly.
For a while.
And I mean, I did jump back on the PS4 bandwagon, or back onto when I actually got one. So I did kind of have to spread my love around a bit. But
and before we finish, shout out to Nintendo Land as well.
Yeah.
Super
I really do like
Super
Nintendo
underrated
as well.
I
That
love
Chase
Nintendo
Me.
Land.
I love it too.
That
yeah.
Chase Me game is really fun.
I unlocked everything on it.
Wow.
That's how much I played
You
it
platinumed it.
with the coins.
Yeah.
The coins you get from games. I played it so much that I played the coin drop game enough that I unlocked every unlockable item.
Wow.
It's
Could
ridiculous.
I also give an honorable mention, not to a game, but just the gamepad?
Yes.
Most underutilized piece of hardware.
It's so good for
Nintendo's-
Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's really good for Netflix.
Netflix and YouTube.
Is it though?
It is though, yeah.
I'd rather watch it on an iPad, Netflix, to be honest, if I'm watching it on a pad.
If we stream it to the TV,
Yeah,
that's where it's useful for me.
I guess.
Anyway,
I've never used Netflix
I gotta say,
on
my
Wii U.
favorite thing about the gamepad is you have it next to your couch, you sit down, you use the gamepad to turn your TV on, and then turn your Wii
then you
on.
play-
don't need
play
to do
PS4.
anything. Yeah, and then
That's
you play
pretty good.
PS4.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think at this point we might just take a short break because we're going to delve into some Pokemon spoilers.
Yeah,
But
so
before
guys,
we
if you don't want to hear any more spoilers about Pokemon Sun and Moon, now's
Yeah,
the time
The rest of this will be very sensitive information that has been leaked and confirmed. But so if you're one of those people who like to go into Pokemon with a clean slate, we're going to say goodbye to you here now. So
Yeah.
thank you for listening to this half of it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, tell your friends. redcoin.net.au, which we haven't brought up in a while. We still have a website. It's still going.
Yes.
Don't forget to visit that. And we'll listen to a short break from our sponsors and get into the spoilers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
And we're back from that fantastic commercial break. So, as we said before, this is very spoiler friendly. So this is just your next warning. If you don't want to hear spoilers
For Pokemon.
for Pokemon,
Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon.
Not Red and Blue.
Yes.
Now's your time to leave because we are now talking about some leaks.
Yeah, what do we
That's
get,
right.
Adam?
Man, we got so much in the
Oh.
last couple of weeks. Some very exciting times ahead for Pokemon Sun and Moon. This has kind of restored my faith in
Hey, good,
some
'cause
of the direction the
this-
game was going.
This has kind of torn some people apart.
Yeah.
Some
More
people
than
have-
Poplio, which I
Yeah.
didn't think could happen.
Some people have loved them, and we're definitely going to get into it. Some people have hated them. I've been very, as always, I've been very medium with it. I don't hate them. I don't love them. I think they're Pokemon. They're you're
Certainly.
always going to have good Pokemon. You're always going to have bad Pokemon. But so before we get into individual Pokemon,
Yeah.
what's your initial reaction to them, Adam? What do you think?
So, yeah.
Well,
we pretty much got some
firstly,
new Pokemon, yeah.
They came out with a Japanese trailer and then very shortly came out with an English trailer. So it was good to have that kind of quick reaction. And that there were some rumors floating around about these Pokemon. So Nintendo, I think in their mind, was just like, oh, let's just get this out.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was their plan all along. I'm not sure. Because originally they were coming from a Russian source.
4chan, wasn't it?
No, an embargo-breaking Russian source.
Yeah,
Oh.
Russian source,
And then
yeah.
they were going to be posted on 4chan.
Yeah.
And then after which the set of videos came out.
Okay.
So,
Please see the Pokemon ski.
so
Now, I think, Chris, prior to the big leak, me and you were kind of talking about it, and we hunted in
Yeah.
dark corners of the internet to find it.
Yes.
Went to the deep web for
Yeah, and
the dark web.
I remember I came across it, and I was like, God, I hope these leaks are not real. I don't
Yeah.
like these. They do not look like what I want to see from this generation.
Really?
And then it got confirmed as real, and I was like, oh, God.
What really?
Better change my tune on that one.
What really annoyed you?
I mean, I like them.
What was so abhorrent in your view?
The box?
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
Should
All
we-
right,
should
so
we
let's
smash
run
them out
through
one by
them.
one?
Let's run through them.
Yeah.
So, okay, so firstly, an evolution to a previously revealed Pokemon. We talked about this last time on the podcast.
Yes.
Grubbin, a bug type, it now evolves into Charger Bug, which then evolves into Vikavolt.
So this is our Caterpie. This is our Wurmple. This
Yep.
is the start bug.
Yes,
Generic
this
is
is-
a generic bug of the
which
gen.
is cool because usually the bugs aren't super cool. I mean, the first two are always
Well,
pretty
usually
boring,
they're
but-
flying in
Yeah.
some form too.
Yes, exactly,
So I think having a big bug electric is a new sort of spin.
Let's
it's a new
explain.
type combo.
Charger Bug is a green school bus with points at the front.
Or a phone charger or a battery.
Or-
Any square.
Well, it is a battery.
Any cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the
it's
idea.
the battery Pokemon. I think that's part of its ability or something. Loaf of bread.
Yes, that works.
It looks like a bus.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
It resembles an insect, you know.
Its classification is the battery Pokemon.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, look, Voltorb's a bowl. Trubbish is rubbish. Like, that Pokemon are things. That's just, we have to accept
dealt
it.
with
It
that.
definitely looks like a battery.
But here's what I love about it. Like, people say, oh, you know, like, the middle stage looks like a whatever.
I
and,
like it.
and
It's
have thrown
fine.
shade at it. It's fine because ultimately what it evolves into is this sick,
Vikavolt.
like, beetle.
Bloody awesome. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
okay.
it looks great.
It looks like Pinsir and Beedrill had a baby.
That is a really good.
It's like a
comparison,
stag beetle.
Yeah.
It's so the Vikavolt is the stag beetle Pokemon.
Beetleborg.
Um,
I like the anime got me really scared as a kid of like swarms of Beedrill.
Yeah.
I'd be much more scared of swarms of Vikavolt.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. 100%. And I think, you know what? Like, you know, it's a long way to go in terms of more Pokemon getting out released, but I think Vikavolt is up there in terms of
Yeah.
slots on my team.
Good design.
You just got to put up a
Good
Charger Bug in your.
I like
Well,
Charger
we all
Bug.
know it's gonna be the level 9 evolve or something. You know, like
Like
yeah.
Level 7,
Grubbin
level
will,
10.
Yeah.
Grubbin will evolve into Charger Bug like level 9. Charger Bug will evolve like level 18.
I really
Yeah.
hope the day it actually comes to the anime, and we just see a Charger Bug versus Charger Bug harden off like we did with Metapod.
Really? Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Charger
Really
Bug will
honestly.
learn more moves than Harden.
Metapod.
I think
Yeah.
Vikavolt will be.
got
You can
tackle,
probably even catch.
string shot.
String shot. Yeah, underrated.
Yeah.
I love the Metapod versus Metapod episode in the anime. Like that was just great.
That was a fast. Vikavolt, I think you can catch it in the wild, to be quite honest. So let's move on to the first. This is a Pokemon first, guys, in that it is the first Pokemon with 2 words for its name.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, Tapu Koko is the electric fairy Pokemon.
Which looks really. I feel like this is going to have some significance to the Sun and Moon storyline.
Yes,
We are
it's one
ignoring
of the
Ho-Oh here, which is a hyphenated word.
so Mr. Mime as well.
Yeah.
This is one of the guardians, right, of the island.
We think.
It's the land spirit Pokemon.
Okay.
Its typing is
Is electric fairy, which is already done with Dedenne,
its ability is Electric Surge.
which allows for electric terrain when it enters the field.
Okay.
So more weather Pokemon coming into the
Well,
play.
I don't think it's weather. I
It's
think
not
it's just
weather.
Or
yeah,
terrain. if
So
you
this
will,
this
but-
guy, he's like a flame looking ghost dude, and he's holding 2 shields. Kind of looks like the Aegislash's shield
Yeah.
in 2 halves, and they're his arms. And I think he like closes up in it, and it's like a protective sphere or something.
So I think
Yeah.
we're obviously going to see more Guardians depending on the
It's like
other
a
islands we've
tiki
been in.
theme.
Yeah, it looks like a tiki, a totem, like
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
very.
going to be lots of volcano stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to
Cool.
see, like, the more islands we visit, we'll see more Guardians. It's going to be
Yeah.
really interesting.
I really
I'm
like the
gonna-
design of this.
I'm going to put it out there.
This one I really like. Yeah.
I think this won't evolve, and I think
Yeah.
this will have a mega evolution.
Okay.
I think
Fair
I'm going to
Or a
predictions.
primal or something.
Put it out there. It's something similar to that.
Yeah, I don't think it will evolve either, but yeah, I think you might be on the
Yeah.
right track.
Awesome. All right, moving on. So, guys, I have to talk about my love of this Pokemon. Drampa
I
is
love it.
ready to own your life.
Now
okay?
I know what you're all thinking. Drampa, what is he? Some kind of dragon grandpa?
You'd
Yes.
be exactly
Yeah.
right.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
exactly right. This guy resembles Falcor from the Neverending
Yeah.
Story.
He does.
Oh, yes.
A lot of people are giving
Man.
shout outs to Falcor.
Shout outs to Falcor. This guy is based. It's very similar. So it's a serpentine Pokemon similar to a Chinese dragon.
It's really interesting because he's normal dragon as well.
Which is nice.
Which is a new
I would
type.
like to see more normal type. They've been ignored lately
but I like to see more normal hybrids.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't want more normal. But I mean, normal's a difficult type. Like, because I think like normal's cool because it gives it that ghost immunity.
Yeah.
But that fighting weakness is a bit tough.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well, we saw like last gen we saw Diggersby, which is normal.
Heliolisk as well.
Heliolisk as well, yeah. I think Dramp is going to be great. We're going to see a lot of hyper beams and stuff like that.
It's going to be a special attacker. I'm pretty sure.
Do we have like abilities and stuff?
Yep. So it's got Berserk and Sap Sipper, and so Sap Sipper was the same as what Gudra had.
Yeah. So grass immunity.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is really interesting there. Known moves: a Dragon Breath.
What was its other one? Sorry.
Berserk.
It raises special attack, but we don't know what causes it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is it
when hit points reach 50%?
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
so that might have some competitive use.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And so,
Can I just say I think Drampa, before we move on,
Yes,
sorry,
yeah.
is probably going to be the pseudo of this gen.
You think already? They've shown it.
I think so too. I think we are going to get some pre-evolutions for Drampa. Some little
Do
cute
you think we're going to
versions
get
of
a
it.
baby, a teenager, and then a grandpa?
Hopefully.
The stage
Wow,
of life?
maybe you're right. As soon as I saw this, I thought it would be just a one stage. Just one
I
of
thought
those.
similar to a Dratigan.
Yeah, I thought
yeah.
I was getting the vibe of
Furfowl.
Tropius.
Yes.
That type of thing where it's like it's this dragon, but it's a standalone dragon. I was getting that vibe from it.
It does seem like a bit odd to reveal the pseudo because normally the pseudo never gets revealed.
Yeah.
Like Gudra was of the week.
Yep.
So maybe it is. Maybe they're bucking the trend a bit by having a dragon be a little bit, and this might be a little bit of a weaker dragon that you can get earlier.
Drapion is what I was trying to think of. Is that?
Oh, Drapion. It's not dragon type. No.
Dratigan. You were thinking about
Sorry,
Dratigan.
that's
Hydreigon?
No, Dratigan.
And
And I think also
underrated. This is the underrated podcast.
Yeah.
I like that Pokemon.
I didn't.
I think it's for loser you should love.
What else do we have, Adam?
I think also just on that, I think Altari is a bit of an example too, like Swablu Altari being an early dragon.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, Drampa I love. Let's move on.
I think it's gonna be on
So
my
the
team.
next one is
My only worry with saying like this guy's gonna be in my team so early on is like
There's
it's
gonna
so
be
early
30
on. Yeah.
Pokemon before
Drampa
you won.
100% will be my team. I think I've determined that, like without a doubt. So the next one is Bruxish.
I think this is where people
Most
have,
divisive. Most divisive.
have
this one.
really. It's
It's a triggerfish.
yeah.
Alright? So if you don't know what a triggerfish is, look it up.
They're
And
angry.
it's exactly like that.
Guys, I can
pretty
tell you,
sassy.
I spend a lot of time underwater. Triggerfish are angry fish when you mess with them.
Are they that colourful though?
Some they can be.
Look,
Yeah.
this. While I'm using other Pokemon to compare Pokemon to Pokemon.
Well, it's the best way to do it for
this,
visual.
Yeah, this is a Relicanth and a Jinx had a kid.
See, I thought that at first when I first looked at it, but then I'm thinking back, it actually is not too different to something like a Seaking.
Yeah, Seeking and Jinx, I would say.
Yeah.
Look, Water Psychic's a type we've seen before, but I actually like the design of it. I think it could evolve into something really cool. A lot of the fish Pokemon start off pretty average and then evolve into something cool, like
We're gonna see
Feebas.
Milotic, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
Feebas
gonna see
Melodic is a great
something
example.
Can we talk about its ability?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
before that, I'd like to say... Sorry.
You'd like to cough?
Cool.
It's it's classified as the gnashing teeth Pokemon.
Okay.
Yes.
And its ability so far is strong jaw, and
Yep.
dazzling.
Yes.
So what does Dazzling do?
Well,
It
Because
is
that's a new one.
insane.
Alright, let's hear it.
can we quickly talk about strong jaw first?
Yeah,
being
sure.
gnashing
Yeah.
teeth Pokemon, obviously
That's-
gives it stronger biting moves.
Yeah, so it's 30%,
So-
isn't it?
Yeah.
You're gonna get Thunderbite.
Thunderbite.
Thunderbite?
Thunderfang,
That's
I
not a
think.
move.
Thunderfang.
Thunderfang,
sorry. Firefang, Icefang.
Well, it might get those. I'm not sure about its type.
More like bite.
Bite.
Yeah, or Crunch, yeah.
So let's talk about Dazzling.
And then
Aaron.
dazzling. Yep.
What
Okay.
does Dazzling do?
Dazzling. Just let me.
It negates priority moves.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, prevents
Wow.
moves with a
Completely negates
increased
them.
speed priority from hitting, which is competitive values.
Wait, so
This
not
is
only
a
does it
game
not,
changer.
It doesn't make them not priority. It makes them not.
It doesn't-
You're,
they
you're
don't need-
unable
work.
to use them. It's as if
What?
it's as if someone had a taunt like straight
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
You know, like it's big.
So I think in the video we saw like a Pikachu used Quick Attack or something, and then it just like didn't work.
Failed. Which is
So-
pretty cool.
which is
Wow.
insane.
Yeah.
And I think if Bruxish evolves, or there's a Mega involved
Yeah, I don't-
with Bruxish,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think there will be.
I don't think there'll
But
be
I think
evolution,
Bruxish
yeah.
that got me really excited for its
I don't think we
use.
mentioned the typing yet. It's also water psychic, and the move it was shown to use in the demo was Psy-Wave.
Okay.
Which makes sense though, because it is a special.
Isn't Psy-Wave the one that does special damage based on physical?
That's Psy-Shock.
Psy-Shock.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so let's
The next one. This one is another one that's got people a bit either love it or hate it.
This one's kind of like
my favorite. It's my favorite.
I must say that the last two are probably the worst for me. So this is Cutie Fly.
No, my favorite.
Which is a bug fairy type. It is the bee fly Pokemon, and it looks like a tiny sort of.
It's a bee fly.
What do we have a height on this thing? This thing has to be the smallest Pokemon.
It's 0.1 meter.
Its height is...
No, Ghastly is like half a pound. Nothing's beating Ghastly.
Yeah, its weight is actually 0.4 pounds.
So it's 0.2 kilos. Yeah, I don't know. This Pokemon directly... If you look up...
Unfortunately, a Rotom ended up haunting our microphone for the rest of this episode, and we'll have to miss out on all the exciting new Pokemon talk. But never fear, as in the next episode, we're going to talk a lot more about Pokemon. As the next day this episode was recorded, Pokemon Go was released, so we'll definitely have lots to talk to you about then. As always, like, subscribe, share, comment, and tell your friends about Redcoin on Facebook, YouTube, and iTunes, and don't forget to check out www.redcoin.net.au. Bye!